speaking of people working as a producer, there's one WWE Hall of Famer who wanted to work for AEW as a producer and was told, nah, we'd rather have you as a manager. And that's Bret the Hitman Hart. Yes, AEW actually turned down signing Bret the Hitman Hart. According to Brian R. Solomon on Twitter, he stated that AEW insisted AEW and Bret Hart actually had talks about him joining the company at one point, and he asked to maybe join as a producer, where they told him, no, we'd rather have you in a role like Arn Anderson or Jake Roberts or even Tully Blanchard as a manager. I'm going to pull up these tweets from Solomon, and we'll read them here right now, because these are pretty interesting tweets. Let's do this. Solomon tweets out, I'm actually a big fan of Orange Cassidy and his work, but in a company that has Arn Anderson, Jake Roberts, Taz, Billy Gunn, Christian Cage, Chris Jericho, Dustin Rhodes, and Sting in the locker room, shouldn't they be the ones being tapped to be road agents? When I recently interviewed Bret Hart for my book, he told me that he offered to agent for them, but they only wanted to bring him in as a manager like Tully, Arn, Jake, etc. Imagining having the ability to have Bret Hart coach your talent and saying, no, just be a TV character. So then Phil Schneider here, this is an interesting tweet response that I wanted to read as well, stated, Cassidy is a 20-year veteran, and it makes sense to have an agent who has familiarity with the modern style. I might like Young Bucks matches better if Arn agented them, but I am not the audience for the Young Bucks matches. Solomon responds, maybe both of them. That's all they have now. They could use the old school influence to balance things, help with fundamentals/psychology. It's an area in which they sorely lack. None of the agents they currently have possess the amount of experience as the guys I mentioned. So I kind of agree with what Solomon is saying here as far as like they don't have psychology. They're missing on psychology and structure and this and that is true. Because a lot of AEW matches is just go out there, bang, bang. Go out there and not talk about Bullet Club, but go out there, bang, bang, bang. Just hit a bunch of moves and spots and this and that. And there's a lot of times, yes, there is in good instances storytelling, but a lot of these matches we see on Collision and Dynamite and Rampage don't have any storytelling. They all feel like just, oh, well, they don't do Dark and Dark Elevation anymore, so now they're doing those matches on the regular show, and there's just a bunch of random-ass matches that don't make sense, that don't mean anything, and even in the matches, it's just, hey, let's hit our spots. So I get why he would say, and why others would say, we need veterans that know the other side of things, not just the wrestlers of now who know how to put on the fun spot fest matches, but we also need people who can teach the younger talent that's not what it's all about.